So I was at Target the other day, you know, looking for the new lowest born son Goku, and instead I found the box standard Super Saiyan Goku. But you know what? That's okay, because now I have a Super Saiyan Goku to pair with my Goku. Even though the feet color don't match, the thing's a little different. You know what? Let's just see what this guy entails. Packaging. Authentication sticker, Dragon Ball Z Tamashii Nations Bandai, the blue logo, and then random text and some back images showing how cool he is. Simple style and heroic action. Super modeling. Come on, S.H.F. We all know Reveltech is the one who does the super modeling around here. Okay, but maybe they're improving. But this is an older figure, so still quality. Let's get the figure out. Sliding out the package reveals that the back is indeed yellow, and that you only get one hair effect part. That's a little bit unfortunate. But my goodness, look at how many hands there are. Taking a look at the packaging, we have an upper section, which can easily remove, and of course, Goku himself. And I just have to say, the painting on the hair is awesome. That looks amazing. Let's just remove this tab. Nice and easy, unlike Figma's, which are, well, a literal pain to remove. Those things, they're more likely to get stuck. Alright, quick joint test. Perfect. 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 See, it's not that difficult to create perfectly feeling joints, though sometimes S.H.F does get it wrong, but usually they're pretty good. And of course, he passes the tightness test. A little wobbly on that leg. That feels a little weird. I don't know, maybe it's interesting. Anyway, there we go. Super Goku looking super cool. Look at that. Oh, I am happy to get the figure. He definitely has some shading on him. Much darker on the legs than anywhere else on the body, which feels weird. Feels like he should have shading all over here. But you know what? That's okay. You know, all the glow is coming. Wait, shouldn't he kind of be painted as if he was backlit? Who cares? Now, just for comparison, this is the Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku. And I must say, this one definitely has a darker skin tone. And even though for the most part it's pretty similar, I'm gonna say this one's slightly better. Even though this one has more shading on the hair, this one has printing here, and this one is a slightly brighter shade of orange. Very interesting. And yeah, so that's these two next to each other. However, I got this because, you know what? I'm there at Target. I was looking for a Goku. I found a Goku. I don't have a Super Saiyan Goku, so I now have a Super Saiyan Goku. And of course, because it's S.H.F, it has metal in the legs for the joints. And you can actually kind of see it magnetizing. Yep, magnetizing. So that is a good little check to see if your S.H.F has metal joints. Really cool. Yeah, that bright hair. I mean, the hair is what's worth it. Look at how cool that looks. Ignoring the rest of the figure, that's kind of plain and... Alright, let's get on to the accessories. Goku comes with 3 extra face sculpts, 4 extra pairs of hands, and of course, an instruction booklet. That just gives you, like, some instructions. They really could have just done this on a single page of paper, but they have to do, well, it is a single page of paper that's folded. Funny how that works. You get 1 pair of fists, 1 pair of spread out palm hands, 1 pair of clawed mantis, martial arts hands, I forget what they're actually called, 1 pair of instant teleportation hands / like finger blast hands / pew pew finger hands. The last 2 were the same thing. And 1 pair of clawed hands, like full palm claw hands. Really cool, good for catching punches. Alright, let's get on to the faces. Alright, let's bring in Goku and rip off, where does his, there we go. Rip off his hair, rip off this face, there we go. Proudly smirking face, or a little smile. The blue is really cool with the yellowish gold. It just looks really happy, and I like the little lines they add. It makes it feel more anime. Angry face. And yelling / surprised face. And while we have his head exposed, let's get into articulation. Starting off, we have a ball joint connected to a hinge joint in the head that can also fully rotate 360, and you can get some funky poses out of it. Neck also connects in via a fairly limited but still useful ball joint. Though honestly, I wish they just did a double ball peg into the head and neck, because then you would get a good amount of articulation anyway, and not have to deal with worrying about the placement of the hinge inside there, which may I remind you, you cannot see. Same thing, well, I still like for hands the hinge ball joint, but I kind of wish it was more of a peg sometimes, but you know what, that's fine. Shoulders move out that far, but out this far, because you have these things that are on ball joints in of themselves, able to rotate. The bicep is on a full swivel 360. Obviously, there is a bicep butterfly joint, non-bicep, shoulder butterfly joint in there. Over 90-degree bend with double jointed elbows, and then you have your swivel hinge ball peg for the wrist. Same on the other side. Now let's get to the big point of contention. Well, the waist isn't as bad as I initially thought it was, but it's still not amazing. This is a fine crunch and more than I initially thought you could get out of it, but I wish it was more for such an agile character like Goku. He's a martial artist, and this is how far he can twist, which is really, really unfortunate. So again, limited swivel at the waist, leg goes up that far, same on the other side, knee bends like that, a little gappy, but overall looks pretty good. Not a twist here, I wish there was, but you have a double ball peg for the foot, which still gives a good pivot, and you could pop it off. And of course the toe bends down that much and bends up that much, and full 360. Leg can also move a fair bit, and initially the spread looks not that great. However, if you fiddle with it, like a Marvel Legends, and get that weird piece out there, you can get a much better split, I guess. Wow, he really looks like a pumpkin. Again, not a bad figure, just a little bit more limited than I would like it to be. Comparing it to, well, this is a 2.0 body, comparing it to the much newer 3.0, such as this Piccolo, a little bit deeper of a bend, just full-on splits easily, feels better, it looks really good, better T-pose. It's just, I really want them to make another Goku with the 3.0 body. Not that the 2.0 is awful, it just feels dated. Again, good figure. Size comparison time. Here we have him next to Superhero Piccolo and Raised on Earth Goku. And here we have him next to Mina from Kaiju number 8 and Revoltech Harley Quinn. Overall, he's about average height. And for all you model kit lovers out there, here he is next to the high-grade Goku and the Yellow Park Ava Unit 1. My final thoughts on this figure is that it's really cool, really fun. I just wish it had more articulation. Still a good figure, still a fun figure, lacking in the printing, just a generic Super Saiyan Goku. Nothing wrong with that, of course, but I wish it was more. Again, $35, but you still feel like you get more with this one because he has, you know, his little tassel and more printing. This is just feeling plain in comparison, which again isn't bad. But he really feels like the most average of average figures. Alright, we know what you came here for. It's time for the poses.